Connectionism is a theoretical framework in cognitive science, psychology, and artificial intelligence that explains mental processes through networks of simple units that work together. Instead of viewing the mind as a system that manipulates symbolic rules like a computer program, connectionism proposes that knowledge and thinking emerge from patterns of connections between many small processing units, similar to neurons in the human brain. This approach has had a profound influence on modern artificial intelligence, especially the development of neural networks and machine learning systems. Connectionism emerged as a major research approach in the late 20th century, although its roots can be traced back to earlier studies in neuroscience and psychology. In the 1940s, researchers such as Warren McCulloch and Walter Pitts developed one of the first mathematical models of artificial neurons. Their models showed how networks of simple neuron-like units could perform logical operations. Later, in 1958, Frank Rosenblatt introduced the Perceptron, one of the earliest neural network models capable of learning from data. Although the Perceptron attracted great interest initially, research slowed after criticism from researchers such as Marvin Minsky and Seymour Papert, who showed limitations in early neural networks. Connectionism experienced a revival in the 1980s when researchers developed improved training methods and more complex network architectures. Important contributors during this revival included David E. Rumelhart, James L. McClelland, and Geoffrey Hinton. Their work on the parallel distributed processing (PDP) approach demonstrated how neural networks could learn patterns and perform cognitive tasks. ### Basic Principles of Connectionism. Connectionism is based on several key principles that explain how learning and cognition occur. 1. Networks of simple units ****. In connectionist models, cognition arises from networks composed of many simple processing units, often called nodes or neurons. Each unit receives input from other units, processes it, and sends output to other units in the network. Individually, these units perform simple operations, but collectively they can produce complex behavior. 2. Parallel distributed processing ****. Connectionist systems operate through parallel processing, meaning many units work simultaneously rather than sequentially. Information is distributed across the network rather than stored in a single location. This idea is often described as parallel distributed processing, PDP. Because information is distributed across many connections, damage to a small part of the network does not necessarily destroy knowledge. This property reflects the robustness seen in biological brains. 3. Learning through adjustment of connections ****. Learning in connectionist systems occurs by adjusting the strength of connections between units. These strengths are called weights. When a network learns, it modifies these weights so that it produces correct or more accurate outputs. One of the most influential learning algorithms used in connectionist models is backpropagation, which adjusts weights based on the error between predicted and actual results. Connectionist models typically consist of several layers. * input layer * receives external information. * hidden layer S processes information internally. * output layer * produces the final result or decision. Signals pass from the input layer through hidden layers to the output layer. During learning, the network modifies its weights to improve its performance on tasks such as recognition, prediction, or classification. These networks are inspired by biological neural systems, although they are much simpler than real brains. Applications of connectionism. Connectionism has had a significant impact on several fields. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. Modern artificial intelligence relies heavily on neural networks, which are based on connectionist ideas. These systems are used for tasks such as image recognition, speech recognition, natural language processing, recommendation systems. Deep learning models, which contain many layers of neural networks, are an extension of connectionist principles. Cognitive science. In cognitive science, connectionist models are used to simulate human learning, memory, and perception. Researchers use them to understand how the brain might perform tasks such as language processing, pattern recognition, and problem solving. For example, models have been developed to explain how children learn language patterns without explicit grammatical rules. Neuroscience. Connectionism also contributes to neuroscience by offering computational models that approximate how neurons interact. Although real neural systems are far more complex, connectionist networks provide useful theoretical insights. Connectionism has several advantages as a model of cognition. First, it reflects biological plausibility because it is inspired by the structure and functioning of the brain. Second, it allows systems to learn from experience rather than relying on explicitly programmed rules. Third, distributed representations make networks robust and tolerant of noise or partial damage. Another important strength is the ability to detect patterns in large datasets. Connectionist systems can automatically learn complex relationships that might be difficult to describe using traditional rule-based approaches. Criticisms and limitations. Despite its strengths, connectionism has also faced criticism. One criticism is that connectionist networks can be difficult to interpret. Unlike symbolic systems that use clear rules, neural networks often function as black boxes, making it hard to explain exactly how decisions are made. Another criticism is that connectionist models sometimes require large amounts of training data and computational power. Additionally, some researchers argue that purely connectionist systems may struggle to represent structured symbolic reasoning, such as complex logic or abstract language rules. These debates have led to hybrid approaches that combine connectionist learning with symbolic reasoning. Connectionism in the modern era. Today, connectionism forms the foundation of many modern artificial intelligence systems. Advances in computing power, big data, and improved algorithms have allowed neural networks to achieve impressive performance in various tasks. The work of researchers such as Geoffrey Hinton, Yann LeCun, and Yoshua Bengio has been particularly influential in developing deep learning technologies that build upon connectionist principles. These developments have transformed industries including healthcare, finance, transportation, and communication. Connectionism offers a powerful framework for understanding intelligence and learning. By modeling cognition as networks of interconnected units, it provides insights into both human thought and artificial intelligence. Although it has limitations and continues to evolve, connectionism remains one of the most influential approaches in cognitive science and machine learning. As research continues, connectionist models are likely to play an even greater role in advancing our understanding of the brain and in building more intelligent computational systems.